Hey, do you know what time it is? That's right. It's time for Coach Lindy's podcast. The podcast to get you moving. Hi, I'm Lindy Hutchinson, a certified life mastery consultant with the Brave Thinking Institute. As a life coach, I help others transform their life as I have mine. It's not easy, but it is possible, and it most certainly is worth it. Each week, I'll share insights that inform, inspire, and ignite in you your desire to create a life that you love. So let's find out what's going on this week. Welcome to the podcast. I have a new hero. We all need heroes, and I'm sure we can all make a list of several people that we consider our hero. Some people we know, maybe some people we don't know, or maybe even people in history. Well, I watched Netflix's new documentary about Ed Sullivan called Sunday Best. And now Ed Sullivan is my hero. For those of you probably under the age of 60, you probably do not know who Ed Sullivan was. So we'll do a little recap here about Ed. Ed was born in 1901 and he passed in 1974. At a young age, he started writing for columns in the New York Daily News and the Chicago Tribune. And he dabbled in and out of different forms of entertainment, and he ended up hosting the longest running TV variety show ever. The TV show was originally called The Toast of the Town in 1948, but they soon changed the name to The Ed Sullivan Show, and it ran for 23 years. It went off the air in 1971. There were over 1,100 episodes and over 10,000 entertainers. But the thing that is truly noteworthy, though that's pretty amazing, one of the things that's really noteworthy about Ed Sullivan is how much he did as a groundbreaker for persons of color to appear on television and to get the credit and exposure that they deserved as artists. And I would strongly encourage you, it's on Netflix for right now, and it's called Sunday Best, and it's a documentary about Ed Sullivan. Ed Sullivan was born in Harlem, New York. He was of Irish descent. He was pretty athletic in school, and he ended up writing for the Hartford Post, a local newspaper. And then he started writing other columns there's a list of other newspapers. And then he dabbled for a while. He actually starred in a film called Mr. Broadway in 1933. And he has a laundry list of credits to his name. He was on radio. Of course, this was all before the internet. So you couldn't stream things or text your friends. There was radio, and then there was television. And then in 1948, Marlo Lewis convinced CBS to hire Ed Sullivan for a weekly Sunday night television variety show. And that was started, as I said, as the Toast of the Town, and then they renamed it the Ed Sullivan Show. And Ed, if you've ever seen it, you can Google it. I mean, he wasn't ugly, but he wasn't Tom Selleck or Brad Pitt. And so people said that he looked like a man who'd been sucking a lemon. He looks like a sleepwalker. I mean, people were pretty mean. But the audience liked his sincerity, and as he brought out, he really wanted to bring talent and entertainment to the homes of the American people. And that's exactly what he did. And then he also had a healthy sense of humor about all the jokes and comments about himself, so he just rolled with it. And anyway, he had a very long career, and his television show ended up showcasing what initially many people found incredibly shocking and scandalous. He featured many black entertainers and persons of color. This is a picture of Ed Sullivan, for those that are watching the video, with Diana Ross and the Supremes. This was in the 1960s. And then in 1969, a 10-year-old Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. We don't think about it now. This is very common, and we have the joy of seeing all races of peoples being on the screen and being artists and enjoying their artistry. Unfortunately, if you turn the clock back to the 40s and the 50s, this was not acceptable. And there were many cases, when you watch the documentary, you'll see how many times he was threatened and they were going to take him off the air, and this was offensive. And he kept bucking the tide, and he kept pushing the limits. And besides amazing young acts like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, he had a 13-year-old Stevie Wonder. He had Nat King Cole. He had, of course, the Jackson 5. He had a very long list of persons who were huge talents, mega talents, and people got to see them and hear them and start appreciating their amazing abilities. And he was really a groundbreaker, and he is officially my new hero. Ed Sullivan, hero, groundbreaker, champion. So, our word for the week is, our power word for the week is conviction. When you watch the Netflix documentary, you'll hear him talking about he had to stand by his convictions. And it's too bad we don't see more of that today. Our Train Your Brain thought is standing by your conviction. And our Hey, That's Funny, from our Hey, That's Funny file, Rodney Dangerfield says, my parents really hated me. My bathtub toys were a blender and a toaster. Thank you, Rodney. So, Netflix, Sunday Best documentary about the groundbreaker, the barrier breaker, Ed Sullivan, and how he changed the world. I will look forward to seeing you next week. Remember, keep living your best dreams. Create a life that you love because you deserve it. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for joining me this week. I look forward to being with you every week. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, please email me at coachlindy@lindyhutchinson.com. My name is spelled L-Y-N-D-I, so it's Coach Lindy, L-Y-N-D-I, at Lindy Hutchinson, LYNDIHUTCHINSON.com. I value what your input is, and I'm always open for suggestions and ideas. If you will like and or subscribe to this podcast, that would be wonderful. I appreciate it. And I enjoy anything that you might want to send in, or if you would like some more information about coaching, send me an email and I will get back with you, and we'll talk about how you can create your best life. Have a good week. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.